Chapter 12. You might think of music as being for entertainment, but actually, music serves lots of different functions and depends on the culture, the time, the society. So, there are different genres of music, the main ones being sacred and secular. Sacred, religious purposes, or secular, outside the religious context. There's different genres and there's different forms. They're not the same thing. The genre suggests kind of the character of the piece, the function of the piece. The form is just the internal structure of the work. Okay. So the medium is a word that refers to what type of group performs that work. So let's go into that with a little bit more detail in just a minute. And then you'll have the title, which indicates the genre, the key, a lot of times, which just um, helps. Sometimes the titles are may be descriptive, but a lot of times the pieces you'll look at have the genre and the key indicated in the title. A lot of music was orally transmitted, which wasn't even written down. But the ones that we're going to look at, most of them have been written down, and they're going to be in what we might call the classical style, the Western art music, as I referred to. Music of European and Euro-American society, which is considered more cultivated society. And then you've got vernacular music, which is the more pop music, the traditional music, the music of the people you might refer to. All right, so let's look at those terms. The title, Symphony Number 5 in C minor. All right, this opus is what that's short for, is a categorizing number. So it just helps when people are organizing the music, for instance, of Beethoven. So the title, Symphony Number 5, it tells us it's a symphony. So that's the medium. It's in C minor. Tells us the key. Who wrote it? Beethoven. We know it's a symphony, so the genre is a symphony. And the form is a 4-movement work for orchestra. Concept of style really is something that really tells you more of a distinctive feature of the artwork. So it has a lot to do with the expression of the creator, the person who made the art. Western music, a lot of the style is melody oriented with harmony. And music of other cultures, you can tell by hearing it. There's a lot of different styles. So when you hear, you're like, that doesn't sound like something I'm used to. You might be able to say that sounds Asian, or that sounds African, or that sounds like Spanish music. There's going to be different styles that we're going to look at within the European music tradition. I've already mentioned this, but we've got the Middle Ages, which was a quite large span of time, 400 to 1450. You're going to see a little bit of development in that time period. Then we've got Renaissance, 1450 to 1600, Baroque, 1600 to 1750, Classical, 1750 to 1825, Romantic, 1820 to 1900, the Post-Romantic and Impressionist, which is just a short time, 1890 to 1915, crosses over there within the Romantic a little bit, and then your 20th century and beyond. So those are our basically our 6 main units of music. You can see here how they line up on a time period scale if you'd like to look at that. There's lots of different examples that we're going to look at that fall into that, but we will get to those in later units.